when disinflationary shocks risk pushing policy rates towards the lower bound, acting forcefully, early on, helps minimize the time spent near that constraint. But likewise, when inflation overshoots, raise the risk of a feedback loop between frequent price adjustments and staggered wage responses, forceful tightening at the outset is key to anchoring expectations. So we began our recent policy cycle with historically large rate hikes delivered at an unprecedented pace. Our analysis shows that had we not acted, the probability of inflation expectations de-anchoring would have exceeded 30% in 22 and 30% in 23. At the same time, this policy cycle also offered new perspectives on optimal policy path. One insight from our last strategy review was that when rates are near the lower bound, persistence can substitute for forcefulness, helping to deliver the necessary policy stance with fewer side effects. Until recently, however, this concept had not been widely applied to tightening cycles. Typically, forceful tightening follows an inverted V-shape, with rapid rate increases followed by relatively swift cuts. But as rates move deeper into restrictive territory, the costs and side effects of further tightening also grow. At that point, it can become optimal to shift the focus from forcefulness to persistence, even if in principle there is no upper bound constraining policy space. Model simulations support this insight. Forcefulness and persistence can act as substitutes, both capable of delivering the necessary disinflation. But persistence, in particular, can help limit the economic and financial stability costs compared with continued rate increases. This was born out of our own experience. When we entered what I described as the holding phase, we placed greater weight on the persistence dimension, and this allowed the disinflation process to advance at a steady pace, while with the so-called sacrifice ratio remained historically low compared with previous disinflation episodes.